Lost Soul Aside, is it worth your time? Is it a game for you? Well, hopefully by the end of this video you have those answers. Lost Soul Aside is a character action game with RPG elements that started development way back in 2014 by one man. That was his passion project to make a game based on Final Fantasy Versus 13. Now, Versus 13 never actually came out, eventually got repurposed into Final Fantasy 15, which is kind of ironic because Lost Soul Aside also had such a long development cycle with pretty much no word on it for a very long time, which is very similar to the game that it's based on. But Lost Soul Aside did actually come out, and that one-man passion project formed into a 40-employee company and even got backed by Sony by the time it was released. Now, I did see coming close to the release around the internet that a lot of people that were highly anticipating this game were now starting to treat it a lot more cautiously, and there was rumors that the game's performance wasn't really up to par. However, I can say that the performance is fine, like it's great. There is one thing that kind of bugs me about the game, and that's when like you're running but you're not sprinting. It's just that animation between walking and sprinting that it feels like the camera is lagging a little bit, but you do get used to it, so that's fine. The English voice acting isn't the best, especially by a character who is the MC's sister. She constantly drags out her words.
Brother.
And it just wasn't great. A lot of people are liking the Asian voice acting. I think the English voice acting is fine outside of that character, and even then I had a lot of fun listening to that character and I was laughing, so it's fine. I mean, it's nothing to write home about, but it's also not as bad as, say, Assassin's Creed Shadows English voice acting.
Resentment can grow quietly without much warning after...
That was something else. All of this begs the question, is Lost Soul Aside worth your time? Well, to answer this question, it is a little bit more difficult, as it seems this game was either made for you or it wasn't. It does have a hefty AAA price tag on it, despite being a AA game. Lost Soul Aside's story is also quite short. It ranges between the average time of 14 to 20 hours long to see the credits. However, there is essentially 2 New Game Plus modes with higher difficulties to unlock and new items to collect, as well as multiple challenges, and there is a boss rush mode also. I do like this game a lot, I really do. And it's not just because it was based on Versus 13 or because it was one person creating the game. I mean, those things definitely do help my opinion on the game. Playing some parts, the music hits right, and the combat is fantastic, and that's where this game really does shine, in its combat. You've got 4 unlockable weapons that can be swapped out pretty much at any time on the fly, and they all have their own skill trees. There's unlockable combos and weapon accessories that then grant boons and stat increases, and you can pretty much make Kaiser into 4 separate classes as you go through, and I really enjoyed the weapons. I think they were great. You also have trinkets, which further increases your stats, and you have arena powers, which are cooldown abilities. There's also like an ultimate form change. Put all that together and you've got a pretty solid action game. I really enjoyed it. So is the game worth your time? Well, as mentioned before, this is more on a personal level than a wider audience, in my opinion. Are you someone who enjoys Final Fantasy and the likes of Devil May Cry, with many challenges and items to find in between, and the difficulty of that being kind of like a Souls game? This game isn't a Souls-like, but that difficulty is quite up there, and I think someone who enjoys the harder difficulty games, especially as you unlock those New Game Plus modes and higher difficulties, will really enjoy this game. As mentioned before, I thoroughly enjoyed my time with this game, and I will be going back to eventually knock out Hard and Nightmare mode, grabbing all the collectibles, finish all the challenges, and conquer the boss rush mode. Have you played Lost Souls Aside? If you have, leave a comment on your thoughts down below. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and you haven't already, please consider smashing that subscribe button, leave a like, and as always, have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.